There's your problem.
We are on the way back from a road trip to Boerne, Texas to help our son pick up a car, you know, and for an inexpensive little $3,000 car. It's really nice. We're gonna charge again at that Road Ranger in Lacey Lakeview, which is 115 miles from here.
We had a problem with the car. We're driving along, everything was fine, and then John pulled over suddenly, and Luke pulled over too, and we realized that John had a flat tire. But yeah, so a little adventure.
And we thought this one was gonna be boring.
Fiona and I are still in the car, just being our lazy girl selves. I know how to change a tire, but I'd have to have a pretty strong cheater bar to be able to break the lug nuts. I discovered that years ago, and now I don't try to change tires by myself. Fortunately for me, if you pull over in Texas and you lift your hood, usually it doesn't take long for somebody to pull over and offer to help. So that's nice. It's hard to see how we could blame that on the guy who sold it to us. I think it's just a fluke. Wow, really shredded. Wow. I have no idea what John's saying out there. He's probably telling some story about one time when he had to change a tire and it was harrowing. That seems like a pretty quick tire change to me. I don't know. We'll have to look and see how long it actually took. Fortunately, that trunk is pretty big.
That tire was a Falcon. Those are Falcon garbage.
So first gas station we come to, we're gonna stop and make sure that that donut is aired out because it was a little soft.
Got it.
And then we're gonna go slow the rest of the way.
Got it.
Double check the speed rating on it. It's probably 55.
Yeah, speed rating's probably 55. Good point. Okay. No, Fiona. Stay in. Bring your nose in. Alrighty. Well, adventure. We do have a little air compressor in our car. It comes with this one. I bet that's what they're talking about. They're going to go ahead and air up the tire here because, yeah, they know we have a little air compressor that comes with our car. Yep, that's it, air compressor.
So the spare is a little low, so we're airing it up with the compressor I have in the bolt.
Yeah, we figured that part out.
And the tire gauge on that compressor says it's at 100 PSI.
Wow.
Which isn't right.
No, yeah, that's not accurate.
I'm gonna see how close the nearest service station is.
Okay. Guys decided to move these, there were some tires, some pieces of old tires that had shredded off somebody's vehicle that were blocking the shoulder, and the guys decided to clear them off so that we could drive on the shoulder a little longer, since as you can see there's a lot of traffic going by. We want to make sure we can get up to speed in time so we don't get hit. Meanwhile, this spare tire has been attached to the little air compressor this whole time. They're obviously just checking that right now. See if it looks like it has enough air to drive down the road. They discovered there's a Conoco station 2 miles down the road. So that's the target. That's where we're gonna try to get to.
Hello. I think we're gonna try and go.
Okay.
It doesn't seem very full, but we'd like to try and get a better compressor on it than the one that we have.
Fair.
There's supposed to be an exit soon. So we're just gonna go.
Okay,
and
then.
not go faster than 55 miles an hour.
Okay, sounds good.
Do you want to try and bogart me at all? I'll just try and get up to speed, close up to speed on the shoulder.
Stay on the shoulder?
Yeah.
If you get up to 45, I'll see if I can get halfway over into the lane.
All right. Here we go.
All right, here we go. All right, Fiona, get your nose in. Get your little nose in. There we go.
He's going to stay in the lane until he gets up to 45, and he's going to take the next exit.
Right.
And we're going to get off of the interstate.
Is there going to be any place he can get a tire this time of night?
Continue for 1 mile.
No. main point is to try to get more air into that tire and do it in a place where we're not have semis going by us at 75 miles an hour 3 feet away.
Right. I get that. Just not quite sure what the next step is after that.
Limp it home. Thankfully, the car had a spare
Yeah.
that had some air in it. And even though the jack was very rusty, it was there, along with all the tire irons and lug wrenches. And there's
In a
one,
quarter mile, your destination will be on the right.
there's one lug nut that's kind of weird, but it's not a locking lug nut, so that's good. And this Conoco station right here is where we're going to go. And there we can get out and let the dog walk around.
Okay.
It's helping our efficiency. We're 4 miles a kilowatt hour after 442 miles.
Yeah. That's good. I hope they have an air compressor that works.
Yeah, we're gonna have an experiment with an air pump.
This air pump looks older than the pyramid.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's gonna work. Hey, that's not gonna work.
This air pump's not gonna work?
Woo!
Tell me why this air pump's not gonna work.
This air pump's not gonna work because I just touched this bundle of whatever the hell is going on here. Sorry, whatever is going on here, and
yeah.
I got a pretty hefty shock. Maybe 100-volt shock. That
Okay,
was pretty
so
nice.
that's cool and very rusty. Okay, so I say we stay on the frontage road.
Yeah.
Here, let me here,
wanna-
take this.
Now that we're off the highway, I think maybe we can run the 9-volt compressor a little longer, the 12-volt compressor a little longer, because I feel like we're in a safer spot at least.
True. It's a car wash a quarter of a mile from here.
You know, I think we stopped here last year. I think this was fake.
We didn't.
No?
We didn't take this route
Oh, I guess not.
on the way back.
Because we weren't on the highway because I didn't think the Del Sol would do highway speeds.
Right. We came up through 281. There's this self car wash. I wonder if they've got an air pump there.
How far?
Quarter of a mile
Oh, that's not bad.
ahead on the right.
Let's go for it. And if it doesn't work, we can.
Then we use my 12-volt air pump and see what we can get.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Go. Looks like a wash. Did you see anything?
Nope.
I didn't. So let's find a place to put it, and we'll hook up the little compressor again.
What was wrong with the one at the gas station?
Was a electrical hazard.
Oh.
The wiring was bare, and he got a little shock on it. And
Oh, that's real bad.
I think he wants somewhere with better light.
Oh, that's probably it. Yeah, that's a better idea. Over here, they've got some
Okay,
light.
so we're gonna pull into Lorena City Hall.
Okay. There you go. There's a little bit of light. That's not bad.
Yeah, we could probably get away with not using my headlights. Right, ready? Here's what's happening. John has changed the tire. We tried a gas station to air the spare up to full. We still need a gas station so we can see what the pressure really is, because the gauge, there's no way that it's that flat at 100 PSI.
Oh yeah. There's no way.
So the gauge on that compressor's obviously not working.
That's right. Good choice of words.
And we're in the parking lot of Lorena City Hall right now. They're closed, they've got light, they've got pavement. We're not on the shoulder of the interstate anymore, we're just right next to it. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 miles from the charging stop. If we can get there, that's a full service truck stop.
Yeah, but that's 20 miles.
So we at least got to make sure that this has enough air. So we're gonna leave this hooked up. I'm gonna look for like where the next service station that might actually exist is, and then actually might have had a tire gauge at that Conoco, come to think of it.
Have you looked in your glove box to see if there's a tire gauge in there?
I have not. Maybe I'll
bet
do
you
that.
there is.
I'm gonna go look at my glove box, see if there's a tire gauge. There's a Pilot truck stop. I did not have a tire gauge in my car. There's a Pilot truck stop 5 miles up the road on this side of the freeway, so we could stay on the frontage road for 5 miles and get to it, and at the very least get a tire gauge so we could check the pressure, so that we're also not overinflating that donut.
That's right.
And then once it's got the right air pressure, we can go just slow.
Yep.
So that's the plan. How long you want to wait here?
That's a great question. 15 minutes?
With that on for 15 minutes?
I think it'll run for 15 minutes.
It'll run for 15 minutes. It'll just be really hot.
Unfortunately, this is not confidence building. You want your daily driver to feel reliable, and the first time you drive it for it to have a problem.
But it's a tire. It's a flat tire. They could have just run over something on the freeway.
It's not the car's fault, but it doesn't feel good.
Yeah. Makes a fun story though.
Yes, it does.
Was there a puncture? Maybe, I don't know. I think there's your problem. If it had a puncture, I mean, it
It
just.
accelerated the blowout pretty fast, but we were going between 60 and 70. I was playing that between 60 and 70.
It's a shame. That's decent tread.
Yeah, I don't see any failure on the tread.
Just blew out at the sidewall.
Yeah, it might have been old.
Dry rot, maybe.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a very new tire.
There's definitely a little bit of dry rot there.
I don't remember how to read date codes, but I think the date code might have blown off.
Maybe. So the plan is to leave my little baby air compressor with the non-functioning air pressure gauge hooked up for a couple more minutes. And then we're gonna limp 5 miles up the freeway to a pilot truck stop. And they're definitely gonna have a good air compressor, and we're gonna go in, buy a tire pressure gauge, maybe two, one for each of these vehicles, because I'm surprised I don't have one in my Bolt. Especially running without a spare. I just thought that that air compressor was going to give me an accurate reading, but it doesn't. I plug it in, it's at 0, I turn it on, it goes to 100 PSI. And the tire is, that spare was barely holding 10. So, just by the fact of how it compressed when the weight of the car got on it. So once my timer goes off, we're going to unhook the compressor and limp down the road.
I have news.
You have news?
So I looked at the tire's date code, and it looks like this tire was manufactured about Valentine's Day, 2015. So this is an 8-year-old tire.
8-year-old tire. So
I think it was just done.
We're going to say that there was probably dry rot, and the tire was done, and it gave up, which means you're going to want to put tires on this thing as soon as possible.
Yet another Valentine's Day disaster for me to add to my life. Let's go.
We're having an adventure.
We are indeed. Did anybody contact Dylan?
Yes. I contacted Dylan to mention about that, and the notice that I got a notification that the live wire stopped charging, and I just wanted to make sure that yes, it was Dylan that unplugged it because there was rain. So we made it to the pilot, and I went inside and got a tire gauge for my Bolt and a tire gauge for John's Honda. They had two different kinds, so I got one of each, let him pick. And the air machine over there, way over there, is where he's at, where those headlights are. He is currently trying to air the spare tire up to his recommended PSI. I was only, with my little compressor and a little bit of air out of that thing, he was only able to get it up to about 27, and the tire says it's supposed to be at 60. So we're gonna get it aired up, then get 15 miles down the road, dare to go back out onto the freeway so we can get to that Road Ranger and I can get the last little bit of charge I need for us to be able to get home. The hope was to be home 9 minutes from now, and that's not going to happen because I still have about 15 miles to go to the last charge stop and about 85 miles from there to home. So what's the word?
The word is that automatic pump keeps having a problem getting over about 30 or so. I measured it at 35. It's off the sidewall. It looks okay. I feel like I'm going to try it for a little while.
Okay, you think we can go 15 miles?
I think we could probably go 15 miles.
And then you can try it, the air compressor at the Road Ranger while I'm charging.
Yep.
Okay, it's going to be freeway.
I mean, it's going to be 15 miles, almost freeway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got to take the freeway, otherwise we're going to be driving through Waco.
I don't know if your viewers care, but my ABS light is on, which is a lot of fun.
Oh no, great.
It's because the wheel is mismatched, I'm sure.
Off to the charging stop. We're going to go to the Road Ranger, try to go limp 15 miles down the freeway at about 50 miles an hour in the slow lane through Waco and get to this Road Ranger. I'll charge while he's still trying to get air in that spare.
pulling up to the Road Ranger truck stop in Lakeview, or Lacey Lakeview, north of Waco. And now we need to get a charge. I'm guessing to get maybe 40 or 50 miles worth of buffer, so that we can get home. John is going to pull back up to another air pump, and see if he can get the right PSI into that temporary spare, which is looking round to me, but it's supposed to be rounder. So he's going to look for air. I'm going to pull up to the charger. I'm going to go to one of the green ones and not the blue ones, because I don't think blue is good color. Might go find out what it says on the screens where they're blue. I'm going to do this right, and I'm going to try to log into EV Connect on my phone. This charger's through EV Connect. So I'm going to log in, going to plug in, set my phone down so I can do it. Plug in, begin charge, and credit card. I gotta enter the credit card number on my phone. He's saying he's spoiled for a backup camera. Oh, and hey, check it out. I entered the card, connected it, and it says, wait, charging session starting up. Didn't even have to do anything on the screen. There we go. We're at 33% battery now, and we are charging. Have 92 miles of predicted range. He's having issues over there. We have 78 miles plus a 50-mile buffer. We need to get to 128 miles of predicted range. We're at 95, so this isn't going to take very long.
He can't get the machine to work with this car.
All right.
So I think we should try another card.
Okay, should I try my card?
If you want to.
Okay. Let me head over here. Oh, the blue means credit card. Well, this station says credit cards temporarily not accepted. So this will only work in the app, but I guess it had worked through the app. It now says authorizing, card approved. There we go. I will get over into the camera, but that says 60 PSI. This
Like success.
was right there. I closed it accidentally, but we got it to 60 PSI. So had to tap the card is the only way it would work. The donut spare is now at its recommended tire pressure, and we're almost at the miles we need.
Right.
We need got 10 miles to go. So I am going to stop the charge. We're at over 100 and finishing the charging sequence. Let me just check the car real quick. 141 miles of projected range. We've got 88 miles to go. That gives me plenty of buffer, more than I wanted to have, but that's okay. Return this super heavy thing. These are so much heavier than any other charger. And I think I used this exact same handle earlier today. Hit plug returned. There we are. 11 kilowatt hours, 11.1 kilowatt hours, $4.11, 12 minutes, 51 seconds. And we're at 51% when we leave. We have got John's car tire aired up to 60 PSI. We are now, I think, and John agrees with me, that we are good to go up to our split point, which for us is 19 miles from home. We'll go there, we'll do kind of a wrap up, and we'll finish up the video there. And then we will go our separate ways. He'll go to his house and we'll go to ours. And I'll get a text when you're home, and I'll put that in the video just so y'all know that he made it, okay?
I'm currently setting a reminder for when I get to my house to send you a text that
Okay.
I made it there, because I'm gonna forget.
Gotcha. Well, it's gonna be midnight, so.
Yep.
So here we are at the Texas Besss Smokehouse. This is a spot where our paths diverge. We're about 20 miles from our house, and so this whole trip is going to end up being somewhere around 536, 537 miles. I'll put up a screenshot right now of the dash. Our efficiency has gone up. That's one thing about driving 50 miles an hour for the last 100 miles of the trip.
You're sure you're not on my slipstream?
We're up, I might be drafting you, yeah. We're up to 4.1 miles per kilowatt hour over that 500 miles, which is pretty cool. So how are you doing here?
Well, she's doing all right. I've got to say that at 50 miles per hour in 5th gear, it certainly doesn't seem like it's too loud.
True.
The ABS light has gone off, so that's good.
Nice.
And I wanted to issue an apology for Falcon because it was honestly pretty Falcon impressive that their tire lasted for 8 years in the first place.
Yes. I mean, and it's impossible to make a qualitative assessment on the car based on the fact that a tire blew out.
Yeah. Well,
So
you're very right.
aside from that, is it driving okay?
Oh yeah, she's driving great. Yeah, the AC is freezing my butt off.
Which is what AC is supposed to do in
It's
June
amazing.
in Texas.
Yeah,
I have a good
honestly.
feeling about this car. You just need to get some new shoes on it.
Yes, sir.
So,
I'll try and do it tomorrow.
So you're gonna message me when you get home.
Yes, I am.
And I'm gonna put that up on the screen so that everybody knows. And thanks for following along with us on this trip. Hope you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more stuff coming up.